Hey everybody, it's Kay, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to have a productive online school routine for all of you guys who are back to school. So as you guys know, it's September and students are back in school, but that's not literally the case for a lot of people because a lot of schooling is now being transferred online. This is going to be a very difficult thing for a lot of students as it's really difficult to stay on task and dedicated to your schooling when you're doing it at home. Now don't get me wrong, there are some perks to doing an online method of schooling, but it's a lot more difficult to stay dedicated to your studies and achieve high marks in the comfort of your home. Now, there are a lot of distractions from doing schooling from home, whether that's family members, traffic, co-residents if you're living in a house among other people, as I currently am. My landlord won't shut the fuck up! It's safe to say there are countless distractions. And because of these distractions, it makes it that much harder to focus on what really matters, your schoolwork. So today I'm going to show you guys some online school productivity tips that will allow you to not only get higher marks, but allow you to stay focused on your school and achieve the marks that you want. As I believe it's most important to find some organization in the madness and build a strong, optimal routine in order to be your most productive at school during this time. Now, in a couple weeks I'm going to post another video that is an online school studying routine, but I thought that it would make more sense to post a video on productivity tips first. Now, the first and single most important factor of ensuring that you're going to be productive during school is to get up early. I can't stress enough about how you don't want to be one of those people who rush out of bed 5 minutes before class, brush your teeth in a hurry, and jump on Zoom or whatever your teacher is using for an online class method and feel so rushed in the morning. Now, the reason why you don't want to feel rushed in the morning is because this doesn't give you a chance to be prepared and ready for class. Now, when I have 9 a.m. class, I like to get up at 7 or 7:30 because this gives me about an hour and a half for me to get out of bed, do my skincare routine, have a nutritious breakfast, plan my day, and really get ready for class. And it also allows me to be prepared and really focus on the material that the teacher is talking to me about. Now, even when I have a 10 or 11 o'clock class, I still like to get up at no later than 8 o'clock because I find when I sleep in past 8 o'clock, I just feel like I wasted my entire day. And after I'm done my classes, I'll spend the remaining of time until 10 p.m. either studying, eating food, or relaxing, and I won't really have a sufficient amount of time to do other things that may be important in the day, like booking appointments or taking some time for self-care before I have to go to bed. The second most important thing is to stay hydrated. Always, always, always have water by you when you're in the middle of class. This allows your energy to increase and your fatigue to decrease. It's also proven that students who have water beside them when they study and are in class have a 5% increase in their academic abilities, and that's huge. That is a difference between 55% and 60%, guys. That is a pass and a fail. Something that I really love to drink in the morning to not only boost my energy, but to recenter my mind with my body is this Restore beverage by Teamy. This beverage is so amazing because it includes vitamin C, magnesium, and calcium. As you guys know, if you've watched my previous YouTube video on my self-care morning routine that will change your life, I'll link it here for you guys. Calcium and magnesium are crucial vitamins to reducing stress and alleviating anxiety. I take this especially while in school, and now more than ever is the perfect time to take it because it's a natural way of relieving stress and it truly works. And I will link this down below for you guys to be able to shop it because you will not regret buying this product. You gotta be kidding me. The next productivity tip that I have for you guys is to plan your day. This will save you so much stress if you sit down every morning and you plan out the things that you want to check off your to-do list. Another productivity tip is to make a study schedule. There's nothing worse than coming 3 weeks away from exams and realizing that you haven't studied anything in the entire term. Trust me, I've been there, I've done it. It doesn't work, and it only results in you achieving subpar marks. Now, this is the second week of school, and I have already already made my study schedule, and I have been studying pretty well every single day since the beginning of school because I don't want to get behind. I'm currently in my Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and it is a very difficult program to be in. If you are not keeping up with studying and being truly dedicated to your school, you'll fall behind and you'll fail. I struggle a lot with the sciences, and so I have to ensure that I have a very strong and organized study schedule so I achieve optimal results. My study schedule is actually currently every day, so I have flashcards that I use and I go through them once every single day for each of my classes. I'm not going to touch too in depth about this because in a couple weeks I'm going to make a YouTube video about a online school study routine. Now, this doesn't mean that you should go and Google when to study and follow the first thing that you see, because that won't work for everybody. Studying every day isn't going to work for everybody, just how studying 2 weeks before an exam won't work for everybody either. You need to find a little bit of a happy medium, see what does and doesn't work for you, and then go from there. And trust me, it is a very frustrating thing to figure out. This is my third time being in post-secondary and I'm still trying to figure it out every now and then. But when you really find what works for you, it'll just click and your life will be so much easier. The next thing is for you to assign a clean and designated workspace that you will regularly work in. Now, I'm going to be the bearer of bad news for a lot of people, but you cannot study from your bed. Your bed is a designated area for sleep and relaxation, so you should not be studying or doing your schoolwork in your bed. When you do so, you'll find that you're unable to stick to your studying or your schoolwork because your bed is the area where you feel the most relaxed. And so in order for you to stay focused, you need to designate a specific area in your home where you will always study, or a couple different specific areas where you could switch it up a little bit back and forth. I personally like to sit in front of a window because I find if I don't have natural light, I get tired quite quickly while I'm studying. And so I'll move my island over to the window and I'll set up my workspace there. Now, this comes to my next point of eliminating any distractions from your workspace. Now, just like how you wouldn't study on your bed, you also wouldn't want to study in a place where it's filled with garbage and distractions like your laptop open with notifications going off, your phone getting multiple phone calls. It doesn't create a cohesive environment for you to study or learn. And so whenever I am studying, I always put my phone on airplane mode, put my laptop away if I'm able to, or if I'm doing an online lecture, I will turn off all of my other notifications so I get nothing unwanted in the middle of a lecture. And I will clear everything off of my workspace except for the minimal and mandatory items that I need for studying. The next productivity tip that I have is to get your sleep. Every single night you need at least 8 hours of sleep in order for you to be able to focus optimally in school. Now, I know as a student it's hard sometimes to get an optimal amount of sleep, but when you're studying at your home, which is already a place where you feel comfortable and relaxed, if you haven't had your optimal amount of sleep, you're just going to feel even more tired throughout the day, which will cause you to want to nap, want to sleep, and not do schoolwork. And so do yourself a favor and get your Z's. The next tip that I have, and probably the single most important one, is to stay organized. Now, I have 4 different modes of organization that I have, from planners to agendas to weekly schedules, and some people might think that that allows me to be disorganized, but it actually enables me to be more organized because there are more visual cues that remind me of the things that I need to be doing. The next productivity tip that I have for you guys is having a kick-ass morning routine. I'm not going to touch on this too thoroughly either because I talked about this in my previous self-care morning routine video that will change your life, which I will link down below because I provide you with a very thorough and in-depth morning routine that will change your life if you incorporate it. Mostly the reason of having a kick-ass morning routine is to not only put you into a better mood, but to get you organized, make you feel more energized and productive at the beginning of your day so you're able to take on the difficult tasks of your day thereafter. The next tip that I have is to wear whatever you need to feel good. Now, I say this with little bunny ears because it's a very subjective term of what makes you feel good. For some people, sitting down in a lecture and feeling good would be wearing comfy clothes, being wrapped inside a blanket, but for other people it will be putting on makeup, straightening your hair, and wearing nice clothes. Again, it's a very subjective term. Nobody can really tell you what you look like when you feel your best. And so that's something that you need to really figure out. I know for me personally, when I find a happy medium and I'm kind of somewhere between comfy clothes and looking all dressed up, I feel my most content doing online schooling. So again, experiment a little bit and see what you like, what you don't like, and then you'll be able to really figure out what will help you. And my last tip that I also think is so very important is to take breaks. The first time that I was in college, I thought the longer and harder that I studied, I would get better grades. But that's not true. No! There is a 20-20-20 rule, which I learned from my optometrist a few weeks ago. This means every time you spend 20 minutes looking at an electronic, you need to spend 20 seconds looking at an object 20 feet away. I get migraines a lot from staring at things that are too close to me because it makes my eyes work too hard. And so when you stare at objects that are further away, it allows your eyes to relax. I'm saying this in the most easiest way to understand because I could go off in a bunch of scientific terms that nobody would understand, so I'm not going to do that. This is so important because a lot of people think that they get migraines from being stressed, but actually the reason why most people get migraines when studying is because they're looking at objects too close to them for too long without allowing their eyes the break time that they need. Now, it's also proven that after 20 minutes of studying, you need to take a 5-minute break. Now, this is again important because it allows your brain the break that it needs in order for you to just take some time to relax and breathe. But it's also very important for you to be doing cohesive things during your breaks. Now, you shouldn't be going on your phone, looking on Instagram. You need to be cleaning up your house, getting water, having some food to eat, something that is productive, that will make you feel good and accomplished within those 5 minutes that you took to break. This has been something that has helped me a lot during my studying because it's just a gentle reminder that everybody needs a few minutes to relax and de-stress. So those are all the tips that I have for you guys today for productivity during online school. Again, in the next couple weeks, I'm also going to make another YouTube video about online school study tips that I have in order for you to achieve a 4.0 GPA. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up and a subscription down below, and let me know in the comments below if you're going to implement any of these tips and tricks that I have talked about today in order for you to achieve higher grades during your online schooling. Stay audacious, stay curious. Bye guys!